What if I told you that right now, in this moment, your brain is capable of rewiring itself? That the pathways of depression, which feel so permanent and so much a part of your identity, are fluid, changeable, and responsive to your attention. I'm Cameron, and today we're exploring the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience, the fascinating field of neuroplasticity and its profound promise for alleviating depression. If you've ever felt trapped in the gravity of depression, like you're carrying a weight that won't lift no matter what you try, this video is especially for you. Because what I'm about to share isn't just theory, it is a practical pathway back to yourself. Depression isn't just a feeling, it's a pattern your brain has learned, a neural pathway that has been reinforced over time. Think of your brain as an intricate forest. When you experience something repeatedly, you create pathways through the forest. The more you walk these paths, the more defined they become. With depression, your brain has carved deep trails of certain thoughts, feelings, and physiological responses. These pathways can include rumination on negative thoughts, withdrawal from connection, decreased energy and motivation, a heightened sensitivity to perceived threats, and dampened response to joy and pleasure. Here's where many approaches to depression fall short. Talk therapy helps us understand these paths, and medication can ease the journey, but neither fully addresses the physical rewiring that needs to happen in your brain. It's like understanding that you're stuck in a rut without being shown how to carve a new path, or being given sunglasses to make the rut less painful to look at. Helpful, but not transformative. What's missing is the understanding that your nervous system needs the experience of something different to create change physically within you. Your brain doesn't transform through insight alone. It transforms through embodied experience. This is where neuroplasticity enters our story. The term may sound complex, but the concept is remarkably simple. Your brain physically changes in response to how you use it. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every sensory experience you have, all of these create electrical and chemical signals that shape your neural architecture. And here's the miraculous part. This shaping continues throughout your entire life. The scientific principle is often summarized as neurons that fire together, wire together. This means that brain cells that activate simultaneously strengthen their connections. Think of it like water flowing through a landscape. Depression has created deep river channels that your thoughts and feelings automatically flow down. Our goal is not to dam the river. That rarely works in long term. Instead, we're going to create new tributary channels, giving your emotional waters new places to flow. What this means for you, especially if you're struggling with depression, is profound. These pathways of depression aren't your identity. They're simply well-traveled roads in your brain. And just as they were created, they can be reshaped. I have seen transformation countless times in my practice. People who believed their depression was a life sentence, who discovered their brain's capacity for change is far greater than they imagined. However, it's essential to understand that neuroplasticity isn't just an occasional phenomenal practice. It is a constant process. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your experiences, your focus, and what you practice. The question isn't whether your brain is changing, it's whether you're guiding that change with intention. And so that's where our practice comes in today. We're going to work with 3 powerful tools that ancient wisdom traditions have always known affect the mind and body, and that modern neuroscience now confirms create conditions for positive neuroplasticity: breath, visualization, and physical gesture. Before we begin our practice together, let me explain why these specific elements work so powerfully with your neuroplasticity. First, conscious breathing activates your vagus nerve, which helps regulate your nervous system and signals safety to your brain. This is a crucial step in creating new neural pathways. Second, positive visualization activates the same neural networks as experience does. Your brain doesn't distinguish well between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. And third, combining physical gestures, such as the heart-opening mudra we'll use, creates what neuroscientists call cross-modal association, thereby strengthening the new pathways that we're building. So find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down. And if you're watching this while experiencing depression, please know that any engagement is perfect. Just listening to this is rewiring your brain. Let's begin. We'll start with the foundation, your breath. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. We'll breathe in a pattern of 5 counts in, 5 counts out. This balanced breathing helps regulate your autonomic nervous system, creating the neurological conditions for change. Let's try this together, and I'll count for you. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue the same breathing rhythm. I invite you now to bring to mind a memory of joy or contentment. This doesn't need to be something extraordinary, as simple moments often hold the most power. Notice where you feel this memory in your body. Perhaps it's a warmth in your chest. Maybe you notice your shoulders relax, or a smile forming on your face. continue breathing. And as you do, we're going to add a simple mantra. On your inhale, silently think to yourself, I choose joy. And on your exhale, silently say to yourself, I am safe in this moment. I choose joy. I am safe in this moment. All right, now we're going to add a physical gesture to this practice, a heart-opening mudra. This mudra helps direct your life force towards your heart for healing. We're going to take our index fingers and our thumbs and put them together and allow the other 3 fingers to extend. Place the right hand on your chest and then your left hand over top of it. As we continue, I invite you to add the phrase on your next inhale, my brain is healing. Continue with the mudra, the mantra, and the breathing. Stay with this practice. I'll be silent for a moment while you continue. Remember, each breath, each thought, each moment of attention is reshaping your neural pathways. And now, gradually allow your breath to return to a natural rhythm. And let's check in and see how you feel in this moment. Is it different? Is it the same? Whatever your experience, it's perfect. What you experienced just now wasn't just a moment of calm. It was neuroplasticity in action. When you combine regulated breathing with positive emotional states and physical gestures, you create the optimal conditions for beneficial brain change. The regulated breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, releasing neurochemicals like oxytocin and serotonin that counter depression's neurological signature. And the positive visualization activates neural networks associated with well-being, strengthening connections that depression often weakens. And the physical mudra, combined with your focused attention, creates what neuroscientists call embodied cognition loop, where your physical body helps to reinforce mental intentions. The practice we just shared might seem simple, deceptively so, but its power comes through repetition. Remember our river metaphor? We're not trying to carve a new channel through stone in just one session. Instead, we're allowing water to gradually create new pathways over time. I recommend practicing this sequence for just 3 minutes each morning, ideally before you leave bed. Why? Well, at that point in time, your brain is particularly receptive to new patterning during the transition from sleep to wakefulness. As you continue this practice, you might not notice dramatic changes immediately. That's completely normal. Neuroplasticity works gradually, but its effects compound over time. You might notice subtle shifts at first, a moment of unexpected joy, slightly more energy, a brief break in rumination. These are not coincidences. They are evidence that your brain is creating new pathways. Studies from institutions like Harvard, Stanford, and the Center for Healthy Minds continue to validate what contemplative traditions have known for centuries. These practices physically change your brain. Research using fMRI and EEG technologies shows measurable changes in brain activity and structure after just 8 weeks of consistent mind-body practices, similar to what we've done today. Particularly significant are the changes in the default mode network, the brain regions highly active during depression's rumination cycles, and the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in emotional regulation. Depression can make you feel permanently separated from joy, connection, and from yourself. I know this landscape intimately, both professionally and personally. But I also know the profound truth that modern neuroscience confirms. Your brain is not fixed, and neither is your experience. With intentional practice, you can create new neural pathways that lead you back to yourself. I invite you to commit to this simple practice for just 3 minutes each morning for the next 3 weeks. Notice what shifts, however subtle that might be. Your attention to these changes further reinforces the new pathways that you're creating. In the comments below, I'd love to hear your experience with this practice, or any questions that you may have about neuroplasticity or depression. This community is here to support your journey. If you found value in this video, please share it with someone who might need this message of hope and practical guidance. And subscribe for more videos bridging ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience for healing. Remember, your brain is listening to every thought, every breath, every moment of attention. With practice and patience, you can guide it toward healing, toward joy, toward the life you want to experience. Until next time, this is Cameron, and I am honored to walk this path with you.